Graffiti. Hello, I'm William Le Fleming and I'm part of the education team with Historic Royal Palaces. Graffiti is very common in certain locations, but probably only in certain locations in town centres, on railway bridges, on the sides of trains, on the walls of public toilets. In the past, there was often graffiti, and it was slightly different in the sense it would be found in people's houses. People might make notes or mottos on the walls of their own house, or they might add their name or date to something. So it did used to happen quite commonly, quite frequently. Well, we've got some graffiti here, which is from the time of King William III, a little bit later, around the time 1700. And the interesting thing about this is it's like a modern tag. It's people's initials and the dates. Essentially, it's "I was here." And that's what we've got on the staircase. Now, these stairs are where important courtiers and business people would ascend, they'd climb up, and they'd go and see the courtiers and even the king upstairs. Their servants, their colleagues, their retainers, their secretaries might not be invited. They would mill about in this area, and they're some of the people who've left us some of the graffiti on these stairs. Well, we're standing in the king's processional route, and we've got graffiti here of the kind which you could say is fun or playful or inventive, people just relaxing, people trying to have fun. We've got hands people have drawn around and initials they've added. Now, the whole point of this room is it's the way the king used, King Henry VIII, this goes all the way back to the 16th century. King Henry would come down this room to go from his private apartments to the Chapel Royal, and people would wait for him to come out. So perhaps they would chat to each other, perhaps they would idle the time away, perhaps they would have added some of the earliest marks to these windowsills. Now, over time, there is this idea that graffiti can, just by dint of how old it is, become a kind of art. Now, I don't know about art. It can certainly become incredibly useful, it can become valuable to us, it can become a useful historical record, but a lot of graffiti tends to be quite bad. It tends to be the kind of thing a kid might do on the side of a classroom. So as for artistic merit, I'm not sure, but it certainly can become extremely interesting.